right. So hello everyone. I think all the new faces except one or two. So thank you very much for joining on time. So today we are in the session of art therapy. How many of you are aware of art? What do you mean by art therapy? There is a little difference between art and therapy. So can anyone come across and can explain what you mean by art therapy? Anyone?
Art is anything creative that we do.
Okay, and what therapy does?
Heals us.
Jesus. All right, very well said. So, when we integrate art plus therapy, so it is going to be a very therapeutic process in which you heal yourself in some way. So, today's session is I've given the name of this session is we call that mm, the empty chair technique. Okay, and we also call it a double chair technique. So, can anyone have any guesses? Like, what do you mean by this term, empty chair technique? Khali kursi, empty chair technique. Okay, we have a picture with us. I'll share the picture with you all. Okay, so you all can put your guesses.
Just one moment, ma'am.
Ma'am is going to share the.
Can you see?
Yes, can we zoom it a bit? Yes. All right. So you all can see the screen. So can you tell me what does it what's happening here? Just give 2 minutes to yourself and just observe the pictures and just understand what it depicts.
All I could see that maybe on one chair someone is sitting and the opposite chair is empty, and in the second image, that kid started speaking, shouting. I'm just imagining those mouths is open, maybe shouting.
Mm-hmm.
And in the third picture, the second person also start speaking or shouting, whatever, and the other person ran away.
Okay, very close, very close. Any other guesses? Yes, guys, we all are in an interactive section session. So if you have any query, if you have any doubt, if you have any thought, please come. And you have to perform this activity, otherwise this technique will not help you. No one, can I? Okay, so in first technique, in first image, there are two chairs, and on one chair there's a person is sitting, right? A girl is sitting, and the other chair is empty. Okay? And in the second chair, there's two person who are talking each other, and in the third image, there is a person, but it's a imaginative. Okay? There is no person, but there is an imagination, and the same person is sitting on the other side. So there is a difference. Just focus on the picture. In one picture, there is a person, and the same person on the second, and the same person on the third, but on the opposite side. Right? Okay, so we begin with it. When we are why we are doing this therapy actually give us insight about our thoughts, and it's also give us another way to think, like how other person think about us. Sometimes what happen, we create lot of images in ourselves. Okay, sometimes what happen, for example, it's Bharti, it's me, and I'm thinking I don't have, okay, I have this just imagine that it is a chair with me, right? So it's Bharti, and I'm thinking it's a person, and he's thinking that I'm not a very good therapist, or I'm not a very good being. I'm selfish. Some kind of thought the person is having. Okay, so I have to think first. Ki I'm sitting on the chair, and I'm thinking the person is thinking like that. So it going in a two-way. First, it's a real person. It could be the person you are going to imagine the person which you think the other person is thinking something bad about you. All right. The first, you have to imagine that person in front of you. You are sitting here. Okay, you are sitting here. Bharti is here, or you can keep yourself on this chair, and on the other side You have to imagine that person with whom you have some conflict. All right. Now you have pen and paper with you. I'll give you 1 minute time. Keep yourself here and just write what the other person think about yourself. You have to write those lines, like wo mere bare what the person think about me. Maybe I'm this, I'm that. Actually, I'm not that kind of person, but still the person is saying ki you are very selfish or something like that. So this will help you to understand the other's perspective as well. This is why we are going to do this technique in same as in the picture one. Keep yourself on the left side of the picture, and on the right side it's empty. You have to imagine that person with whom you have conflict. Okay, can we start? And if any doubt, you may ask anytime. You have to write all the lines, all the thoughts, okay, whatever in your head. Like the person is thinking about me, like I am this and that. So all the feelings you have to write on that paper. And you please do it, otherwise it's not going to, help you. Because in art we have to do. Okay, so those who have just joined, we have started with a technique which is called empty chair technique. Okay, so in this technique what we have to do, we have to imagine a person on the other side which you with whom you have a conflict, and you have to write the same exact line what the other person is think about yourself. That you have to write on a sheet of a paper, like I have written here. This is going to like that. It's you and it's an empty chair, and you have to imagine that person and you have to write the lines. Yeah. I'm so sorry for my bad throat. I think we have done. Yes, thumbs up. All right, very nice. Now, what you have to do in the next step, you have to now you have to change the chair. Okay. Now, what you have to do, on the other side where the person was sitting, your imaginative person, now you have to keep yourself at that point, and this chair where you were sitting, another person is going to sit. See. Okay. Now you have to change the chair. Now just imagine the person is there now. Okay. Now you have to see that person is there now. Just you have to talk to that person mentally, that whatever you told me, whatever your thought about me, is it real? You have to do a conversation with them, and please write that thought also. Please write that thought. give your time, think about it, and please write all the thoughts which, disturbing you. Done? Okay, others also? Or you all have done? At least you may say yes or no. No need to open your cameras, but still, I think uh, you may say yes, ma'am, done, or we are stuck here. We are not able to understand because first time when I was reading this technique, I was not able to understand it well because sometimes it's give you a little bit time to understand well. So I'll try to make it more clear for you. So if you have any doubt, feel free to ask. Okay. Now on the third step, you have to verbal all your thoughts to that person now because in on the initial stage another person, okay, on initial stage another person is telling me now it's your turn, you have to verbalize, you have to talk. Now you have to give back to that person. If the person is saying you are irritating, right? So now you have to give the answer. Why I am irritating, you have to give the reasons to that person. That also you have to write. It could be in a written form, also it could be in a simple form.
Ma'am, simple form in the sense you said written form or
Symbols.
symbol.
Symbols. For
Acha symbol,
example,
symbol.
symbols,
Okay,
symbols.
okay.
You can draw a face
Emojis.
with a
Oh,
very
okay, okay.
emojis you can use,
Okay.
or you can throw something whatever you like. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm going to throw. You can use symbols as well because sometimes written makes us more difficult. We have a lot of things to write. Symbols works a lot.
Okay.
The purpose of this technique is basically to verbal out whatever in your head, whatever in your heart, which is actually gives you the conflict, which makes you stressful, which makes you depressive. So because when we return something on, when we feel free to express ourselves, somehow our cognition or our unconscious mind becomes relaxed. This is what we have to do. We are not playing any kind of music, otherwise you can play soothing music which you like. Okay, any instrumental music you can play, but it's a very thoughtful process. So I really request you all, please focus and please write. You can use the chat box also if you're not if you don't want to talk on this platform. So I could help you my best way. And this technique is really helpful for the school students and the youngsters because they have a lot of thing in their head. And even though it's very helpful technique for the like the students who are in class 3 and 4, I've used this technique with them and it really works wonder. I was planning to do some other uh, you know um, what we call a technique here, but I find this technique is very beautifully work. So I just changed my mind. I thought, yeah, we should go with this technique. I hope we have done. See, so what do you mean by that? Now you have to simplify those thoughts. Have you Did you get the meaning of that? Why you are thinking, why the other person is thinking in the same way? Are they same, or or it's have some difference? For example, somebody is saying you are irritating. So would you able to give the answer? I am meditating really. Would you able to give the answer? Meditating me maybe somehow yes, because in this time we defending ourselves. So you have to be truly, you have to be very genuine with yourself. If you really defending yourself, it's not going to help. But yes, if you are giving a true picture of yourself, this will going to help you. Can we proceed ahead? Okay, anyone, if you don't mind, can you show me, like, if you have drawn something or not? Just like that. Don't show me so closely. Just show me the picture like that, so that we think that at least you are doing. Otherwise, so it's just a speech therapy you may talk. Otherwise, because art therapy, you always need to do something. You have to draw or you have to create something. All right, no problem at all. You may share it personally also if you wish to. All right. Shall now we'll enter into the second. Excuse me. Okay. Now we are going to enter into a second phase. What we have to do
Like,
here?
what, like one thing. I'm really sorry. I'm interrupting right now, but there's a one question I would like to ask. I mean, I have heard this phrase many a times when somebody said you will not understand what I'm going through. So in that case, what the other person can do, how to get into the shoes of the other person and think in a way that the person is thinking.
Your voice is very, it's going up and down. I could hear properly, but I could not make it clear. You are saying if somebody is saying,
No, am I audible now first?
yeah.
Is it better now?
Mm.
All right. So yeah, my question is, sometimes what happens, somebody says that you will never be able to understand what I'm going through. You won't understand
Mm-hmm.
what am I going through. So in that case, what the other person can do, and how we can get into the shoes of the other person or into the mind, and how we can calm the person down, because it happens most of the time when we are not in a good situation or the other person is not in a good situation. How we can calm the person down.
Okay. So first of all, it's not our duty to calm other person, because it's like that. Case, you are going to fix the things which is on the other side. We can fix the thing which is on our side. So what we can do is we have to just think about that. If the person is using some negative words, or some the person is saying you are not understanding me, so you have to think about that, ki why the person is saying that. There is a question mark and you have to give the answer to that question mark. Okay, the person is not understanding me. Why? You have to ask why I am not understanding you. First point. Then you have to ask, okay, do you think कि you are thinking in that way and I am also going in the same way? But the other person thought and your thought should match at that time. Maybe it's not match, but you have to ask them.
Okay, so
Sometimes
these
what
two
happens, people
questions I need
usually,
to ask. Okay, so these two questions I need to ask myself or the other person.
you have to ask the other person, okay, you are thinking that I am not understanding. Can you tell me why? Why you are thinking that I'm not able to understand your feeling? When the person is saying yes, and actually it's an imaginative technique basically, and the person is not with you, so you have to put the questions, why the person is thinking, why the person is saying कि you are irritating or you are not able to understand me, and you have to write your answer. Maybe because of this reason, maybe because of this reason. And then you have to sit and realize, oh, on the other perspective also. Now, this is the double chair technique. You have to sit on the other side, and then you have to think, is it because answer also you are giving, and then you have to sit on the other side. For example, I am here and you are Vishal, or the Vishal is saying something to me. Now I have to sit at the Vishal point of view, and then Vishal is Bharti is now Vishal, right? And then Bharti is saying. So you have to give that kind of you know the matlab you have to magnifying all the things, otherwise you will not able to see it. Sit on the other's perspective and then you have to give the answers, then maybe you will get your answer very well.
Okay, and is it important to be in a situation at some point of a time in your life to be able to understand what person is thinking?
No,
Is it sort of
not
mandatory?
necessary. Not necessary. Not necessary. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome. Now we'll come to the another. We enter into another phase. It'll just take 10 minutes. Then we are going on the question answer round. This is a person technique. For example, there was an imaginative person, right? Now the it's my favorite one actually. In this technique, what we have to do, we have to talk ourselves on the other chair. For example, I want to go abroad, but I'm not able to go because of some scenarios, because I'm married, I have a daughter, I live in a joint family, people are not going to allow me. But still, I'm thinking that again and again, again and again, and that makes me so sad. Because I'm thinking that thing again and again. I can do wonder in my life because I really love art therapy and I really want to go abroad and I want to learn something new from there to get I'll get education. I want to get education from there and come back to India to serve, okay, to my nation in a better way. But I'm not able to do so because of lot of responsibility. So what you have to do, first of all, you have to sit yourself and you have to find where you have lot of conflict. In which situation you have a conflict. For example, I've shared mine, so maybe you have some conflict in some other way. Maybe there's a lot of thing now which is which in which you are struggling with yourself. So we have to think about that particular problem, and then we have to apply the same technique that we have already applied on that. Okay, so please think about any conflict which you have in your head.
Ma'am, can it be something with respect to the fact that I want to do a particular course and my parents are not allowing me to do a particular course? Can we think conflict in
Yes,
that sense, where it is conflicting
yes,
between what we want and probably what the others are expecting out of us? Can that also be a
yes.
part? Okay.
That also with the thing is which makes you uncomfortable, which makes you stressful, which 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 not make you happy actually, and you are rigorously thinking about that again and again. Agar aisa hota to, if this happened to me, then maybe the things in a other way. But
Hmm.
actually it is not happening, and you are still there. You are doing all the work like a lady who is waking up in the morning doing. Okay, Aman has written something. Can you please read or do I?
Yeah, I'll read.
Yes, Aman, we are listening. Just wait.
Ma'am, why can it happen that when we talk to each other, then why do we do this when even after the conversation with that person is over, we think only about him and a voice comes from inside that what did I say like this? I shouldn't have said that. Now what he or she will think of me. So probably after having had a conversation or what Aman wants to know is if after having a conversation with somebody, we end up talking certain things which probably we shouldn't have. Like, the inner conscience tells us that, oh, we shouldn't have, when we think about it, we should not have spoken this way and what he or she will think about me. So why does it happen? Am I right, Aman? Is that what you're asking? Just say a yes or a no.
Yes, only then we'll go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yes. ठीक है. So in this case, what happened, Aman? Thank you for asking this question because this is the purpose of this session. Otherwise, no use of that. Okay. So thank you. So as you said, कि what happened? Okay, na? Because you really want to just go me again with the question so that. Uh, okay. So this is again a perspective of others. ठीक है ना? तो in this technique, what you have to do when you are in this kind of situation, you have to keep yourself on the other side. You have to think the why the person is saying in that way, which I have not said. All right, this is what we are learning in this technique. You have to sit on the empty chair and you have to listen. Aman is what's saying, and then you have to realize the other person, maybe XYZ. The the person is thinking about me like that. Is it true, or it is just my thought only? Because you are saying maybe in a certain way. So certain way there is a lot of question mark. So you have to see, and you have to really visualize, and you have to give a real glance to yourself. Is it or is it not? If you find is it, then problem is solved. If you think not, no, it is not, then again we have to go with the same technique. Then we have to ask again. You will definitely get the answer. Maybe one time you will not, second time you will not, but third time you will definitely get the answer. This will really gives you, because we are not in that mind of state wherein we think a lot. We are not a very good listener. We are not a very good observer. We are just giving our we are just we just want to give ourselves like whatever we are thinking in a one go. So when you relax and anything on the other side of perspective, then definitely you will get the answer. Okay, so last 10 minutes, as I told you, what we have to do, we have to think about the situation where you people are not able to come, you people are not comfortable with. As I have shared, I want to go out. It's just an example. Or there is a student in my class, and he was saying Mandara, something kind of play that he used to see a lot, and he's a very aggressive person. He's going into the therapy, but still we are really struggling with the child, and he's saying the person is not uh, the word is very bad, and I'm the one who is going to change it. And he's just, I think, 11 or 12 or 13 years old, person, boy. So he's so aggressive. He's not bothering about their classmates, he's not bothering about the teachers, but he's just saying, because he's constantly watching a series. I don't know which series, but it is a Japanese series. So he's thinking, and that person like Shaktiman, so वो Indian, that was an Indian Shaktiman, that was a Japanese Shaktiman, and he thought कि everyone can change the one. I am the only one who can change the world. So he is now isolated. The person has become very isolated. So there is a lot of thought. The thought is, what kind of thought is coming here? The thought is, I am going to change the word. The word is very, word is very negative or very bad. So can a person can change the word? No. So there is a lot of distorted thought, and we have to pick one by one. It is not going to happen in 1 month. And because, why I'm saying 1 month, because the person condition, the child's condition is not happening within month. I don't know how many long the person is going into this, but now the person has become Mandara. Mandara is an imaginative person, the person who is, which he is into the TV, जो वो देखता है. All right. So now I have to pick one by one, because he is very aggressive. The Mandara is aggressive. So he is depicting the same personality. Now I come to the thought is that the person is the my surrounding is very bad. My classmates are very bad. Teachers are very bad, and I am going to change the world. Can you see the 11-year-old boy is thinking in a that way? Okay. So what we have to do, I think you all have come up with some kind of conflict with yourself, wherein you all have conflict. Okay, now the same technique is going to work. You are here, nobody is here. Just just vomit all your feelings. Just vomit it. Just write it down, whatever your thoughts in your head. Just vomit all your feeling. Don't keep it anything with you. Now it's with you. Now you are talking to yourself. So be very genuine with yourself. Don't criticize a lot. But if you want to, if there is a lot of thing that is criticizing you, please go ahead. But even though, be gentle with you. However, it is you only. If you think that you don't like something in yourself, please write it down. If you think that I'm not good in that, write it down. I want to change in this area, write it down. So for your help, I'm showing you this picture. Okay, empty chair technique or the double chair technique. Those who have just joined, this is what we have to do. It's an emotion game. Not, I should not call it a game. It's an emotion. So we are on this phase, first one. You, an empty chair, an imaginative person is in front of you, or maybe your emotions are there. Done. One emotion only. Now we have to skip the second step. We have to come on the third stage now. Okay. Now you have to sit here, and you're the imaginative person on the other side. So you may see there is a lot of faces and there are a lot of things are going on. So let it be. Okay, because it's you and it's also you. So now you have to think why I am like that, or why these things are coming into my head. Where is the originating? That you have to think. For example, I have told na ki I have to go out abroad to learn further. Where does it coming from? Maybe I, because I not went out. I'm not going. I'm not going there. Like I think in future I don't know, but I think abroad education is better than Indian, or maybe the Indian जो हमारा यहाँ का है, it's better than. तो कहीं ना कहीं से the thought is coming in some way. So now I have to think and I have to realize: is it the person who are studying in abroad are better than me? So this is how I have to do. I have to clarify my what happened if I went there. I have to leave my kids here. I have to leave my family. It's been like 1 year. I have to spend a lot of money. What, uh, I mean, what is the lack? I mean, what I really want? I want just education, or I want education plus my family. The education which I gather from here in India education, I think I'm doing well. What I want, because our desires has no end. Maybe when I went there, I leave, everything is here and coming back like after 2 years. Then what? Just with the piece of paper of the degree. But if you are there, are you just imagine yourself, you are abroad, you are studying in America and you are learning your education, but everything is suffering here. Will you able to focus on your studies? I think not. But we are not able to understand because we are just on the one side and we are thinking, I want to go abroad, I want to go abroad because people are doing really well, this and that. Now I have 3 or 4 questions or answer with me. Okay, if I went there, lot of money required. Also, my family is going to suffer. So, what is the priority? You have to decide your priority there. If the family is not your priority, then the problem is resolved. But if this technique help you to understand, to go deeper, this is called humanistic approach, where you think, oh, as a human, and what we want, what our culture say. So then you are able to take out the answer from your inside. Because we are living in a conscious world, we are living in the present, we are just thinking about this only. We are not thinking about which is going to happen after that activity,
Consequence.
right? So when we are able to understand, okay, I am here, or I'm going to, I'm going abroad, what happened after that? I don't know which kind of environment that I'm going to get there. Then what happened? So when we are able to see that area, now when we are able to see that, then our problem become resolved, and this is what we want. So that's why I'm saying, okay, please write it down, whatever in your head, and give the answer to yourself as a other person. You want to go abroad? Okay, Bharti want to go abroad. All right. Now it's an empty chair. Okay, Bharti, you really want to go abroad? Yes. Okay, then you will automatically get the answer. What kind of difficulties that you are going to face? Will you able to resolve it while you are in there, like on the other country? Will you get same kind of respect as you are getting here? Do you see which kind of life they are living there? Okay, do you really think you get the same comfortable zone which you are getting here? So when you are able to give the answer to yourself on the other perspective, even though you are here only on the other side as well, so you become more clear. All right, in India also there is a good education, I may enhance my skill here only. This is what this technique does. I hope I make I make you understand what does it mean. It's not about 1 hour that we are spending each other, like 4 to 5. It's about to sit yourself and just realize what you actually want. Okay. So sometimes on the other perspective, this is also it can help, but when you have conflict with yourself in that way, also you have to sit yourself and you have to write all your worries, then sit on the other side, then think, okay, Bharti want this and that. Then you can think in a other way also. Thinking in a other way, in a divergent manner, this will help you. But when we on the one side we are convergent, when we sitting on the other side, then we become divergent. This is what we want. We have to become a divergent, right? So don't think on a single panel. Think about on other panels. So we have 5 fingers, no? So if one finger is not there, still four are there, but still its importance is there only. So one problem, many solution. This is the goal of mind empower. Right? You have to sit and you have to think and just imagine. It's a technique, it will take time, but when you are going to do it again and again, you become master. So nobody is going to give the best answer because problem is your, and you have the solution. I cannot give you the solution of your problem, as Vishal and Aman were saying. I can just be a facilitator for you because I am going to leave the session. You people all are going at 5 o'clock, but still empty chair is always with you. Makes it yourself there, give the answers, and come back. The priority is you have to be happy. That's it. Okay? The priority is there is no distortive thought in your head. Take it out one by one. Okay, this thought, no, I don't want, leave it. That, okay, this thought, oh, it's also not going to, how I'm thinking like in that way. Second chair technique will help you in that way. All right, so that's it for this technique. This is called double chair technique as well. Double chair technique, you may sit with your emotion, or double chair technique wherein you can sit with your person, because you are not able to, say blah 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 blah, because the person is may going to, maybe the relationship is going to be the last if you think. But in imaginative technique, you may say everything, whatever in your heart, just release. Agar if you want to abuse that person, please write that abusive lines, because you have to just free yourself. Don't hold it. So when you release, then you sit and just think, oh, ye main tha, was is that person me? Using abusing language for a person, then you realize, and then change start happening. This is what we want. Okay? So if you have anything or what you have learned, or if you have anything to ask, please feel free to ask.